Hi everybody, Pastor Kirk here, your pastor. Remember me? Hey, thanks for the time off. After Christmas, Leal and I, we always try to get away for a couple of weeks, and now we're rested and back. And it's hugely encouraging to know that we have such a great church team. Staff, leaders, volunteers, you. The church keeps humming, the church family is cared for, ministry happens. And that's why folks love Fair Oaks Press. Hey, we're looking forward to a great Sunday worship. Last week in Classic, the choir sang a rousing song, Days of Elijah. And this week we're going to sing it again, the whole congregation. Behold, he comes, riding on the cloud, shining like the sun at trumpet call. I love that song. Anyway, we all get to sing it. In Classic, 9 o'clock. In Modern Casual, the rock choir will be leading worship, and they are sounding fantastic this year. JJ Sue, who grew up at our church, he's a high school senior. He'll be our worship leader. And I got to tell you, what a kick to look at his picture in the last two church directories. Little JJ has grown up. And by the way, Rock Choir is sponsoring a bake sale this Sunday, and they're also recruiting prayer partners for their Holy Week choir tour. Hey, we're back in the story, working through the Bible's story of God's love and salvation. And this week we're reading chapter 16, the beginning of the end. And this chapter covers Israel's fall to the Assyrians, the reign of Hezekiah, and the ministry of Isaiah. And in your Bible, that's like 2 Kings, that's 2 Chronicles, and it's the book of Isaiah, which is 66 chapters long. So that's quite a bit of material. Tim and I are preaching, and our message title is, Can You Hear Me Now? Hey, we've been announcing for several weeks a church-wide revitalization retreat. It's this Saturday in the sanctuary from 8:30 to 3. And Dr. Ken Priddy will be leading that. He's a national authority on spiritual renewal and revitalization, helping churches realign with God's vision and mission. And this will probably be strategically the most important weekend our church invests in for the past 5 years or more. Our elders have called everyone who is in a position of leadership and influence in our church to please attend. And that means, who is that? That's Sunday school teachers, regular Sunday volunteers, committee leaders and members, ministry leaders, mission team leaders, Bible study leaders, Mariner life group leaders, ordained elders and deacons, whether active or inactive, all church ministry staff, anybody who cares and wants to be there. And chances are that probably includes you. And it will be spiritually renewing for you personally. It's not just about church, it's about you. And it will be the beginning of an important conversation about our church, among our church leaders, about the future focus of our church's ministries. As we develop and implement that vision that God gives us, it's going to be important that those who are in leadership, people like you, understand that vision, own it, and embrace it. And we want to start doing that together. And so that retreat, that conference, is this Saturday at church. It'll be in the sanctuary, the worship center, starting at 8:30. All right? Hey, G2G, construction activity has picked up after the rain stoppage. As you look through the chain link fence, you'll notice, the ground was rototilled with 5 truckloads of cement to harden it. It was so saturated with rainwater. We want to make sure we can build on it in case there's rain in the coming weeks. A big old tree stump was found buried, and that had to be excavated. You'll notice as you look on the construction site, trenches have been dug for underground utilities, water, sewer, electricity. Forms for the pad, the cement pad, are being constructed now. The pad should be poured by mid-February. The tilt-up walls, which are concrete, those should be poured by mid-March. Okay? Carpeting and playground equipment have already been ordered on last year's price schedule. We wanted to get those prices go up with the new year, and we got the price break. We still anticipate a September dedication. And I want to tell you, year-end giving to G2G was strong, okay? Thanks, everybody. And please keep it up. And as you go into your Bible studies and fellowship groups, share this update, okay? People want to know, hey, what's going on with the new building? Now you know, and so share that. Hey, we received word last week of heavy rains and catastrophic flooding in southern Malawi, devastating the villages where our Hope Centers care for several hundred orphans and vulnerable kids. You can go online and see actual video footage of the damage. In the 10 villages that surround just one of our centers, we have reports just from 3 villages that have lost over 400 homes. Rains have washed away whole crop fields where families survive on the food they grow and don't survive if nothing grows. 30 single mothers and their children last week had already moved for shelter into the Hope Center because they've lost their homes. The rains continue to fall. More flooding is expected. Bridges have been washed out, so that leaves whole villages isolated and stranded. And the threat of cholera and malaria outbreaks is imminent. These are our people. These are our kids. If something like this happened in Fair Oaks, man, we would all be out there. We'd be reaching into our pockets. We'd be grabbing shovels. We'd be out there. And I just want to ask you to do that. You know, how do we grab a shovel? How do we reach into our pockets? We're going to take a special offering over the next several weeks, over and above your regular church giving, to help relieve the emergency needs and suffering. You can write a check to FOPC, just jot Malawi Relief in the memo section. I presume that electronic giving, I give electronically. You have a similar kind of option, just write Malawi Relief in the memo. Deacons are going to receive an end of service offering from Malawi, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. But if you drop a check, it says Malawi Relief in the offering, it'll go there. And our mission department will sort out how the giving gets to Malawi. Your gift is faith in action. And finally, this weekend is Sanctity of Human Life Sunday in churches across America. It's the anniversary of the Supreme Court's disastrous Roe v. Wade decision. That was in 1973. You know, since that decision, there have been 53 million abortions performed in America. And our church, we're Bible-believing Christians. And because of that, we strongly believe that human life is from God, it belongs to God, and it's a sacred gift that begins in the womb. The local ministry that we support in Sacramento is Alternatives, and it gives hope and support to women in our community who are facing unexpected and crisis pregnancies, and offering them an alternative choice to the 3,500 choices to abort that are made in America every day. You'll see baby bottles at our church doors. Those are piggy banks, okay? Baby bottle piggy banks. For the next few weeks, let's collect our spare change in them. You can also drop 10s and 20s in as a way of standing for life and helping women in real need and supporting this ministry, Alternatives. That's faith in action too. Well, that's all, church. I hope to see you on Saturday, and Sunday is coming.